So, okay, well, glad everybody's okay. I think we're ready to get started. 6:01.
Yeah, let's do it.
Got a crowd here. Hey guys, thank you for being here for the first ever The Art of Abundance seminar. How everyday people can leverage their real estate investing to multiply their retirement without relying on Wall Street. I want to give a big shout out before we start to Sunny. Sunny is critical in putting this all together. So if there's any complaint to her. She's the complaint department.
Yep, I'm the complaint department. Thanks for having me, Arthur.
Thank you for putting this all on.
You're welcome.
And so I wrote a book a little while back, and I don't know if you guys picked it up. It's on Amazon. You can pick it up, or if you stick around um, for the whole time, you can get a free ebook of The Art of Abundance, my first book, or you can just go ahead and grab that right now on Amazon. So without further ado, we had a couple testimonials. We've got, I think, three total testimonials from different people. Only three made it. We had some other ones, but these are some of the testimonials from some of the people that we work with, that we know, and that are really, really awesome people. And I'm grateful to God for people like Casey and Matt and my pastor Mike. So if you guys just take a second to watch a couple of these testimonials.
My name is Casey Tingley, president and founder of Ohio Hope Builders. I've had the pleasure of knowing Arthur Solomon for about 8 years. When I initially met Arthur, I could tell that right away he's always trying to connect with new people and grow his network and try to help plug you in to what he's doing. He's always interested in helping other people grow and be successful. Right away, he's always asking great questions, trying to improve your thinking skills. And once I got to know Arthur and we've known each other a longer period of time, a couple things that I really admire about Arthur. I never really met someone that hustles as hard as this guy does. And also, while he's been a very successful businessman, he's always giving back to his community. Whether it's doing charity work in the neighborhood, cleaning up neighborhoods, or donating to local nonprofits like mine. Arthur, like a year ago, helped us raise $10,000. He was a big part of that for my nonprofit, helping us be able to make a trip to North Carolina multiple times. And without Arthur's help and helping our nonprofit, we would not have been able to make the impact that we did. So I'm very grateful for our friendship, grateful for Arthur and his success. And something I love about recommending Arthur is he's always giving back to his community. And I love to see people be successful, but also join hands to help change lives in our community. Thank you.
I have known Arthur Solomon for a few years now. I've done several business dealings with him. Really just a man of integrity, a man who's upright and really just wants to do an amazing work in his community, not just in his neighborhood or within the couple blocks that he lives, but in Springfield, here in Clark County, wants to make a difference. We've done several business dealings together, and I've done some projects for him through the years. But one of the things that I would really like to mention, and that we're very thankful for Arthur and the Solomon Group, we had a church project that we were doing about a year and a half ago. We were merging with another local church, and we needed a facility that would accommodate both churches. And so we had called Arthur to see if he would be willing to contribute to the cause, to make a difference right here in Springfield. And sure enough, when I called him, he was honored and really wanted to help in and really do a work. Within 24 hours, he had a check to us, a substantial check to pay for a good portion of the project there. And Arthur, we just want to say thank you very much for all that you've done. Not only are you invested in the community and really helping nonprofits, helping people come together and really make a difference and make a change. You've, over the years, have made a change through buying ran down properties and fixing them up. But not only that, but you want to really make a change in people's lives. The impact that we'll have to really change Springfield, Ohio. Arthur, I just want to say we really appreciate you very much. We appreciate everything that you've done. Not only have you contributed to great causes like to my church, but you've also has made a difference through community cleanups and such, bringing in dumpsters and bringing people together for one cause to really make a difference. I think the last community pickup you did here on the south end of Springfield, it literally filled a 30-yard dumpster full of debris and trash, and there was another place out on the west end of Springfield where there might have been only one dumpster, there might have been two dumpsters there, but not only have you rallied people up to really make a difference here in Springfield, but you yourself was out there with a trash bag picking up debris, wanting to make a difference. I just want to say thank you very much for making an impact right here in our community. And I really appreciate that. I really believe that was a contributing factor to some of your success, making a difference, making the world a better place because you were there. And I just want to say thank you very much for all that you've done, for the investment opportunities, for the collaboration, and really, most of all, your friendship. We value you and we appreciate you and all that you do. Thank you.
That was just a couple of testimonials that we just decided to throw in there that people wanted to willingly share. I didn't pay anyone to make a testimonial. And so biggest thing for us is we want to know about you guys, where you guys are coming in from. Drop a message, please, below where you're coming in from. I'm from Springfield, Ohio. And Sonny, you're in Idaho, I believe.
I am in Idaho. I'm near Boise. I'm in Twin Falls, Idaho, and I actually flew out to Ohio this summer twice and met Arthur and Cassandra and the whole team out there, and I was there for 5 weeks total across both visits. So I have a pretty good idea about where he's at, what you guys are doing out there, and it was really exciting. So thanks for hosting me when I was out there.
Yeah, and shout out to Zach Pitts as well. He helped to promote our business and get the word out as far as what all that we do, as far as our rehab business and buying properties. And then we got hooked up with Sunny. Sunny has really helped. She's really a genius at getting marketing out there and doing these kind of things, working with ClickFunnels. And so if you guys want to tap in, she's a great resource. Sunny, maybe you can tag your number below or your website or whatever.
I'll throw it down in the chat for you guys.
Okay. And I know I made notes, but I don't see any of the notes, but that's okay. We can rock and roll because I'll just talk and
I'll do it on this one. Basically, for a little, if that's okay, a little bit about tonight is basically we've put together basically a 1-hour presentation. We do value your time, so we're gonna get Arthur's great information out, and then we're going to make sure to get you in and get you out because we do value your time. For everybody sticking around to the end, of course, we're going to make sure that you get a copy of Arthur's book, The Art of Abundance, in I believe, a digital copy. And then there will be an opportunity at the very end, of course, to reach out to Arthur and his team if he's going to explain the different ways that you can work with him. There's multiple different ways to work with him. He's going to explain that right now. So at the very end, we're going to drop a link to his calendar if you're interested. Of course, you can also call him. His number is right there on the screen. Either way, just get a hold of him. If it sounds like a good fit or if you have other questions, he'd love to talk to you about it.
Perfect. So what we're going to talk about tonight is about how what we've been taught in school is not really the way to make money. You don't go to a job, and you can go to a job if you want to be stuck in a rat race. I found a way to break out of that. I was a cashier. I worked at factories. I had multiple different places that I worked at. And if I was there, I was donating plasma, working 3 jobs. I was in a cycle of this rut of just never getting ahead in life. And so I found a way, and I want to share that way with you guys tonight to see if you want to take advantage so you can so you can make your money work for you instead of you working for your money. One of my favorites, this is Jim Rome. If you guys haven't heard of him, pick up some of his books, watch some of his content on YouTube. He's got a seminar from 1984, I believe, in Anaheim, California. Changed my life. 2-hour seminar. It's free. But he said, if you want things to change for you, you have to change. And that's absolutely true. So what I found in my life is in order for me to get out of that mindset, I was in a very limited mindset as far as what it took to create an income. And that's because that's what I was taught. I was taught that in school. I was taught that from my parents. And so this right here quote is one of my favorites that I carry to this day. And I would encourage you guys to pick up some Jim Rome material. He's a much smarter guy than I am. I'll tell you that right now.
This is the 401k question.
The 401, okay, so 401k as far as investing in, go ahead.
Okay, so Arthur wants to ask you a question. Have you ever felt like your 401k isn't where you thought it should be, right? Have you ever worried that your 401k will not fund your retirement? Or perhaps you're just frustrated with market losses, because the way 401ks work is that even if there's dips up and down, the people who run the market, they get paid, but you don't. You're the one that loses when you log in every day and you see that there's ups and downs on your portfolio, right? So maybe you feel like this. You just feel frustrated. Maybe you've been doing all the things you've been told to do. You've been saving, you've been maxing out your contributions. You've done everything they've told you, but then you're still freaked out or worried, and you're just like, geez, do I really have enough to retire? You know, not even counting like what's going on with the government. Like, you can't necessarily count on Social Security, right? So all those things put together just have a lot of added stress. So what Arthur's going to talk to us about tonight is a way to alleviate all of that.
So I think the source, if I'm not mistaken, 74% of people don't have enough to retire on.
Yep.
Most people are like flat broke. Like, they don't think about retirement. They don't think about putting money away, and they don't think about alternative ways to take their money and make it work for them. So this is very frustrating to me, because I know that there's a lot of people out there that if they heard this advice, if they heard this from someone that's been there and done that, and someone that's trusted and reliable, like my company, where we help people take their money and help it grow, so they're not stuck in a position where they're retiring with nothing. It's so sad. I have just a real quick example.
Yep.
Why it's so sad is because I have, like, in Clark County, Ohio, real estate taxes went through the roof, to the effect of some places, older folks that are retired, they can't afford an extra $100 a month in tax increases going up. Imagine how sad that is. You can't afford an extra $100 and you don't know what you're going to do because your real estate taxes went through the roof. How sad is that you can't afford an extra $100 because you're retired? So this is why we put this presentation together. So hopefully you guys can learn about this and maybe apply some of the principles.
And to that point, like last night, my mom, who's 81 and on a fixed income, she called me all panicked because one of her medication prices went up $200. And it literally is cutting into her budget because she didn't have whatever that we're about to learn tonight. So Tim has a question. So Tim, I'm going to go ahead and unmute you really quick. Looks like you have your hand raised.
Hey, Tim, how are we doing?
I just accidentally pushed some buttons, but
okay.
if someone's already retired, will they still have access to enough funds to team up with you?
He's going to cover that in just a moment. So let's hold on that question for just a moment, and we'll be sure to address it. Okay.
Yeah. Perfect.
Okay. Thanks. Okay. Wonderful. So basically what happens is, and I helped Arthur with the slides here, so I know what this one is. Basically, the retirement money that the government recommends that you have, it multiplies every single year. So like when you're 30, you should have 1x the amount saved aside. When you hit 40, you should have 3 times the amount of your income, and it just compounds. And by the time you're 67, you're supposed to have 11 times your gross salary saved up, and hardly anybody does. And that is why we're here tonight to talk about if that is you and you're not alone, and how to change that, because like we said, basically 75% of people struggle with that particular issue. So because we've all been told to go invest in the 401k system, right? And I'll contest this too, like, working with Arthur and listening and even building the slide deck. I love working with clients because I get a chance to actually like understand where they're coming from. And I have a 401k and I'm being told to max it out at 3%. So to sit here and have a 401k and hear the same information, the Fidelity team last week, they're like, oh, no, yeah, you maximize. And then over here, Arthur's like, don't do it. It's like, I trust Arthur. And so I know he's going to break it down for us here in just a moment. Okay.
So again, what we've been taught, going to school, get a job, 40 years of work, it's all a lie. I mean, unless you want to live paycheck to paycheck, that's not the best way to grow your wealth and to build your legacy for your family. You can do it. It's possible. The majority of the world, that's how they live. But I'm going to show you a different way tonight and how we've done it.
Yeah, and this is in Arthur's book. This is a really big quote. He's like, "The Matrix is designed to keep you broke."
Facts.
All right. Yep. So financial strain can cause a ton of stress. I probably don't have to explain that to everybody. We've probably all been there and done that, but you really can have true financial freedom.
Number one source of strife in divorce is finances, by the way. So if you don't have your finances, you're probably going to have a lot of financial issues, and then you're probably going to have all kinds of other issues on top of that.
Yep. But in order to get there, in Arthur's opinion, you got to stop leveraging trying to get a 3% out of the 401k. So we want you to imagine just for a moment, what would it be like if, let's say 60 days from now, you close your eyes and you imagine, what would it feel like if you were able to just, like, if you knew you had a predictable way and a secure way to get recurring revenue, what would that feel like? Like if you actually were able to partner with Arthur's team and you had a predictable, which he's got a few money systems he's going to talk about, but that's a reality, right, Arthur? Is
Absolutely.
This right here is real. Like you can, when you partner with people, you can deliver this. You can deliver.
Yeah, and
this.
a lot of the folks that we work with, again, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but a lot of the people we work with, they are in a situation where they worked their whole life,
Yep.
saved all this money, did everything the right way, and now they're having issues paying an extra $100 in real estate taxes. Or you have business owners that are sitting on all this piles of money. They don't know who to partner with. Their financial advisor is saying, go with the market. And here we come, and we're investing in properties and beautifying our communities and giving back to our communities and being active members of our community, restoring our community. And so we're just giving them an option. I'm not saying this is the best option. I'm saying this is a option, and it's an option that we personally invested our own heart and invest to this day all of our hard-earned money into. So we're just sharing this with you guys. Yep. That's the only reason that we're doing this webinar, is there is another way, and you can make your money work for you.
So why real estate, Arthur?
Real estate cannot be lost. I love this quote. I love that you pulled this out. Cannot be lost or stolen. It can't be carried away, purchased with common sense, paid in full, and managed with reasonable care. It's about the safest investment in the world. People need a place to live. I'm not going to go take my family under a bridge. So people need a place to live. This is why me, Paul, all these, we're involved in real estate. So real estate always appreciates. You can write things off. It's a beautiful thing. You can improve your community by improving it. So personally, that's the vehicle that we chose. Talk about that in the book, about the vehicle, find your vehicle. And so for us and for Sandra, she's one of the top fix and flippers in the Dayton area. We know how to work it now. We found our vehicle, and now we know how to change the oil and change the tires and change the brakes. And we've got it figured out now after 16 years.
So, as Arthur could say, real freedom comes from passive income and not active earned income, right? We have to get our mindset out of the way of like trading time for money. So we're not saying that you have to go quit your job or anything like that if you have one, but we are saying if you haven't explored the option to leverage the money that you do have, that you've made already, one way or another, so that it makes more baby monies for you in the background. That is what we're talking about here tonight. So let's make sure that you're in the right place. So this is for you if you are someone who is potentially, worked your whole life in a professional setting, and maybe you're a doctor, lawyer, physician, or just a worker, and you've been paying into your 401k. Maybe you're a healthcare worker, work in the hospital system or something of that sort. And also, tax accountants, attorneys, anything like that. And we also have room for active military, and anybody with a military retirement is also the people who Arthur works with. Okay, so whether you're working or retired, Arthur can help you. So is there anybody that you don't want to work with necessarily, Arthur, since we're right here? Is there, I mean, you know what I mean. Like,
I'll talk to anyone. We'll determine if we can help or not. So if you are interested in what we're talking about this evening, my cell phone number is posted, and you can comment below. I don't have anyone specific.
Okay, but there's definitely you do have so many different ways for people to partner with you, though. That's what I really like about your businesses, is that there's multiple. You've got so many things going on, right? So if I'm calling out these particular veins of employment, you're just like, well, that's not me, Sonny. Don't take that literally. Be sure to reach out to Arthur. I can't make a slide deck with every single job on it. So just like, if you feel like it even might remotely be for you, be sure to reach out, and he'll answer any questions that you have. You know what I mean? He'll answer any questions you have. So, but it is perfect for military, law enforcement, and government employees.
Yeah, that money is just sitting there barely making you any money. I mean, let's talk. It's not going to hurt to just have a conversation, 15-minute consultation.
Okay, go. Go for it.
Well, my promise to you is you'll discover how regular people like yourself leverage real estate to create steady passive income and long-term wealth. That's exactly what we do. Even if you've never done it before, you partner with someone like me and my team. We have active projects, usually anytime about 15 projects going on. And so you can partner in with one of those into one of those deals, and we take care of all of the work, and you get paid in interest, and you get paid on the settlement statement, and there's a note in the mortgage, and everything is secured by an actual piece of real estate, not crypto. Like, crypto. What is crypto? I mean, I don't have. I'm
okay,
not
you're kind of going off the reservation there. I'm gonna rein you in.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Keep me on track.
So Arthur's got 3 secrets, and he's going to get to them in just a moment. But first, he's going to tell us a little bit more about himself.
So for those that don't know me, I'm a full-time real estate investor. Have been a full-time real estate investor since I was in college. Paul Garrison, PG Digital Ltd. Right there. He's actually known him since Wittenberg. Wrote my book last year. It took about 2 years to write. Got my real estate license about 11 years ago. Been doing buy and hold properties. We've been using the BRRRR method, using self-directed IRAs from other investors to purchase properties, rehab them, and make our investors money. So been involved in lots of not every single aspect of real estate, but been involved in over 1,000 transactions, over $100 million worth of sales over the course of the last 16 years. So we've got a little bit of experience.
Just a little.
I come from Uzbekistan, Tashkent, Uzbekistan. My family's an immigrant. My family are immigrants. My stepdad, he's American. We came here in 2001. And we've been here. We started from nothing. We had food stamps and started all the way from the bottom. So what I'm sharing with you is personal experience information. If we can do it, if I can do it, then you can do it as well. I'm not the smartest guy in the room. I'll tell you that right now. But I am willing to work. I'm willing to hustle. I'm willing to get creative and do whatever it takes. I went to Wittenberg, like I said, back with Paul Garrison. We had a lot of good memories. Got married to my wife. We've known each other since 2005. We got together in 2011, got married in 2016. Matter of fact, one of the first properties that we're going to talk about was a property that I actually purchased my first house back in Springfield while I was attending Wittenberg University. And she was actually one of my first roommates in the home. And
oh, no way.
That's kind of our journey. Yeah, it's all in the book.
That's funny. This one?
That was the first house right there. So yeah, that's bought the house with rehab, came out to around $40,000. And I rented it by the rooms at that point because I was a struggling college student, was working a job at Wittenberg, worked as a cashier at Walgreens, donated plasma twice a week.
Oh my gosh.
So it was a challenge for sure. In the summertime, I worked factory jobs just to make enough money, and that was the rat race that I was running, guys. That was the rat race, and I could have done it like again if I had to, and I would go back. I'm not good. I'm not too good to go be a fry cook at McDonald's. I'll still do it if I had to provide, but at that time it was so much work, and I'll do it again. But at the same time, there was a better way, and that's what I found out was I didn't have to do this rat race. I could have done more passive things. I could have done better, other things that were more productive to get me out of the space that I was at.
Yeah, this represents all the jobs that you were doing.
Yeah.
And
Had EBT. I had EBT, had to go get food stamps, you know. I'm not that was just what I had to do to get by, you know. So Second Harvest Food Bank, going up there every other week just to get enough food. So like I said, I come from the bottom. I come from struggling, and I come from challenging environment, but I'm thankful for it. It's made me who I am today. So yeah, really good book right here, The Millionaire Next Door. I actually read this while I was donating plasma years and years ago at CSL Plasma on the corner of Columbia and Water Street. And so it taught me a lot about what does it take to truly be someone that has enough passive income, enough investments to where you don't have to go out there, wake up every single day as though you're forced to do anything. I enjoy getting up every morning, every single day because this is my passion, real estate, helping people, improving our community. I get to go make a difference in my community, and no one has to tell me. Um, you know, thanks to my mom, she was a great mom, but she was a terrible manager. You know, she wouldn't want to work together. So speaking of my mom and my family, my dad, he was a American citizen. He was a sales guy living over in Uzbekistan, and he went over and he met my mom, and then we ended up immigrating here to the United States in 2001. And my dad was doing well until he lost his foot and couldn't travel, couldn't make sales. So we had to get into real estate as a necessity, as a way to make money. We were drowning in debt. My family was drowning in debt. I'm the oldest of four. I have two half sisters, and I have my brother, and we were both out of the house already. And my family needed some help. So me being a full-time college student, working all these jobs, I said, hey, let me try to see if we can do something with real estate for you guys. Let's go buy a property. Let's go find an investment. Let's go. There's opportunity in real estate. Like I own my house over here. It's making money. This is a property that's right around the corner down the street from Snyder Park at 456 Northwestern Avenue. It's the first property that we ever got together, and they purchased it on the credit card, and we paid next to nothing for it, fixed it up, had a guy fix it up. The guy ended up fixing it up. He ended up buying the place, and we made between $25,000 to $30,000. And at that time, that was a lot of money.
Yeah.
There was a house mortgage, there's kids, there was all kinds of money going out, and there was nothing coming in because my dad was the only breadwinner in the house. So this is the first project that really made it real that this real estate is something that can change the trajectory of our family's lives. And so we'll cover a little bit more of the rental stuff and my journey, but this right here is how it started. We made a little bit of rip on 25,000 in about 4 months. So we knew that real estate is the real deal. So we dove all in at this point. This is in 2012. And by the way, I went to school to be a dentist, orthodontist, and I spent about 500 hours interning, and I said, this is not for me. I can't do this. I'd be depressed doing root canals every single day. So we dove all in. This is the first rental property. After we did the first fix and flip, this is the first rental property. My dad was totally against this property, by the way. One of the guys that might be on here, Patrick, I don't know, no, Patrick's not on here, but this is 36 and 38 East Castley, right down the street from Woodbury University. We wanted to do house hacking with this house, just like I did at 1034 West North Street. And at first it was good until it wasn't. So we had made this from a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home to a 12-bedroom, actually a 3-bedroom, 1 bath per side. We made it into a 12-bedroom, 6-bath. So we completely made this into a brand new property and fixed it up. And we did the house hacking and rented it by the room. That was a whole mess. When you get six guys together in one house, you have a lot of emotions and hormones and testosterone and things. So this was a project that we bought for almost next to nothing 13 years ago, sold it about 11 years after, and made a nice profit, close to 400,000 on this one. But it's all these steps that we had to go through, all these experiences, all these rentals
Because you didn't
I
have
was the
anybody.
property man.
There's nobody showing you how to do it, like you're offering with everybody else.
Nobody was there. And I was on top of that, I did all of my, so at that time we had a deal, me and my parents. I'll help them get 10 rentals, help them fix them up, help them get them stabilized, get them rented so they're cash flowing. When I get to 10, they'll help me get my first one. So, and I was doing all of that for $275, everything from leases to cutting
Oh my
grass
gosh.
to doing the showings, everything. I mean, it was a lot of learning. So I learned a lot, but that money didn't reflect the learning that I received. So I was barely making by at this point.
Yeah.
Yep,
Then you
dentistry wasn't
decided
for me.
that. So what was this
Yes,
one? Your first
this
home?
is this is my first rental. My parents as a part of our deal for getting them 10 rentals and getting them filled up and cash flowing so that now that they're stable and now that they're back on their feet and we're back on our feet as a family, they bought this one for me for $8,600. So I paid about $7,000. Me and my brother went in there. We did the plumbing. I did a lot of the electric. I did a water heater in there. Installed all kinds of doors and trim, and learned a lot from it. And down there in the window, you can see my dog Kaban. He's actually with me tonight. He's old. I don't even think he can hear me or see me. But my dog, he came with me to all these projects. I actually lived in here when I was attending University of Dayton to get half of my master's, which I quit because I went all in into real estate in 2013. So this is 2012 when we bought this house. I bought this house and I still own this house to this day. And it's a great money maker. It makes about $1,100 a month. And I've got some great tenants in there and it's paid for itself many, many, many times over.
Nice.
So 2013, like I said, I quit going to UD. I figured I'm kind of unemployable. I want
Don't want that 401k?
to, I just didn't enjoy it. I just didn't enjoy working for somebody else. After all that time and all the trials and tribulations, I learned that I just want to work for myself. So 2013, my brother, he's in the Navy. He wants to get in the real estate full time. Uh, he wants to get out of the Navy. At that point, I think he did 8 years. So we bought our first rental property. I was sitting in my economics class and I was actually bidding on a property at 52 Fernwood in Dayton,
Of course you
Ohio.
were.
And we got that for like $10,800. And that was one of our rental properties. And so I went all in at that point. At that point, it was just like, we're going to either sink or swim. And so I just took the leap. And that was 12 years ago. Best decision of my life. So again, so how we've grown, so we started the Comfort Living We Buy Houses business. I was already investing, obviously, helping my parents since 2009. Then I opened up the Solomon Group, and then we ended up. One of the things I always strongly believed in is having coaching, having someone that's already been there and done that. Like me trying to put together this presentation would have been a mess. You guys would have already left. No one would have been here. But because of Sunny, so thank you, Sunny. Because of Sunny, she coordinated this, put the presentation together, and everything. So I believe in coaching. And so 2015, started with my first coaching program. And for example, you got the greats, Mike Tyson, Tiger Woods, whoever, you name it. They always have coaches. So I always believe in coaching. So 2015, 10 years ago, I got my first real estate coach. And they were like, look, you're doing all this. You can't do it by yourself. If you want to have a successful business and do that, and flip houses and lease houses and buy houses, and you need to have a team. And so first, I got my first assistant in 2015. She's not pictured. 2017, I had my second assistant. Then I got my first agent, Tim Sisler, who's on here tonight. Tim Sisler, shout out to Tim Sisler.
Yeah,
It's my dog. He's actually watching the kids right now, so I can do this. So thank you very
Yay.
much. And we just grown organically. We don't advertise. All of our people that are with us have been with us for some time. We've added two more people here in the last couple months. So I married my wife in 2016. Best decision of my life. It's a great wife, holds it down, helps us with helps with everything really. So
And I don't know if that slide's still in the deck or not, but basically one of the things when working with you, Arthur, like when I first met you, I was confused because you've got so many things going on. So I just want to paint the picture very clearly for anybody on here tonight. Both you and your wife are, and Tim, you're all real estate agents, and you own the
yes,
Solomon Group, and that would be a division or a company. If anybody on here wanted to buy a house, or they would come to you as a real estate agent, or conversely, if they wanted to
yes,
sell a house, they would come to you for that. But then Comfort Living is a different entity that you guys own. And
Yeah,
that's
comfort living.
and that's
That's
where
correct.
you help people with these other things that we're talking about tonight, primarily, right? With
That's
the
correct.
investing. Okay.
Yeah. So, for example, Ken Colvin, who's with us here tonight, I believe the address was 1914 Lexington Avenue,
I
if I'm not
can't believe you
mistaken.
remember all your addresses. It's crazy to me.
Yeah, they had her like for sale by owner, and I called Ken. I could be wrong, but I think that's the address. That was almost 10 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. And so yeah, I met a lot of people doing real estate, but yeah, we do both. We do both. We help people buy, sell, and invest, and obviously invest their
Okay.
money. And we also buy properties for cash and fix them up. So with the way I got started was the first property I got started with was 3886 Wales Drive. You just passed that slide, but
Oh, I'm sorry.
it's that's fine. That's fine. I did owner financing on that, creative financing, gave the lady $5,000 down and financed it, and then did all the work, fixed it up, flipped it, made $15,000. That was my first endeavor, flipping houses outside of my parents. And so this is later on. This is 2019. Yeah, we used to go to Maiden Lane. We don't go there anymore. COVID kind of broke that apart because they shut the church down. They said, "Don't come
But
to church."
you guys got baptized, so that's
We
cool.
got baptized. Yes, yes, yes. Again, Sonny, thank you. Keep me on track. Let's
I'm
go.
trying. I'm trying.
We've got 23
So,
minutes here.
okay, so now you've got the Solomon Group, and so kind of what we just talked about. So this is where everybody in your group, everybody's a real estate agent, and I know Melanie, of course, she's your newest employee. She's working on getting her license as well. So shout out to
Yeah,
Melanie
Melanie,
because
Kathy, and Ashley.
Melanie helped me stay organized with Arthur. So shout out to Melanie. I know she's watching.
Felony Melanie.
So you guys are you get awards for excellence, and you guys are represented by, or you're brokered by Coldwell. Is that how it works? Coldwell
Yes.
Banker? Okay.
hmm
And you guys get awards for excellence, and you're in the top 15 every month. I've been watching your Facebook for the last 6 months. You guys are always on the leaderboard. So I think that's
We're
so
trying to crack the
impressive.
number one spot. Yeah, we're trying
Yeah,
to crack. We haven't done it yet, but we're on our way.
you're on your way. And so do they add up like how many properties you have under contract? And then is that how they do
Yeah,
it?
how many you put in contract and how many you've sold. So it just
Nice.
depends. Like this was actually a low number. Wow, you used the lowest number I could think. 117.
August?
Yeah, it's all right. It's typically more, but that's all right. Let's keep rolling.
Yeah,
We've
it
got.
was,
I want
yeah,
to be.
it was, yeah, go ahead.
All right. So our mission is to revive neighborhoods, uplift communities, and breathe new life into the heart of Miami Valley. And that's absolutely the truth. And we want to do it by employing local people and working like right here. This is a city manager to the right, Donnie Hall. Great guy. Brian Moore is with us as well. He's from New Carlisle. He's the code
Yeah,
enforcement
Brian.
and zoning, I believe. And my buddy Daryl Cromwell, we shared ideas about what New Carlisle is going to look like and what we can do together and how we can, work together. So I love just sharing minds. I saw Brian Heck, city manager of Springfield today, and just being able to share those kind of ideas. So it's not just about selling properties; it's about creating the community that we want to be a part of.
And I think the words that were on this one is like you even had the opportunity to sell your mom her home, and was that, and then you helped just people all over close their
Yeah,
transactions.
so that story about me selling my mom, getting my mom involved in real estate and in the passive income. She got sick and tired of tenants and toilets and problems, so she ended up selling pretty much all of her rental properties. And so that picture that you see, I think that was the 10th closing that we had for her, that she sold her rental properties. And now I got her exclusively started in funding deals for other people. So she's a hard money lender now. So all she does
Okay.
is underwrite deals all day. And so we help my mom, first of all, get the deals, get the properties, so have enough money to support the family. Now she's in a position where the kids are out of the house. She sold all the investments. Now she's just doing hard money lending, and we were a key part of helping her with that. Pretty much all of the people she works with are people that are referred, that are close people that I trust. So if you are looking for a hard money lender, my mom, she's someone you could talk to. And I think
A-
Paul has reached out to her and somebody else here.
And that's also one of the ways people can work with you. We're about to cover the 3 ways that Arthur works for people. So this is just a quick recap. What I asked Arthur just a few minutes ago. So he's got 2 primary ways, 2 different businesses that he can help everyday people build wealth. The first way is through the Solomon Group, which is where, he acts as the real estate agent to either help you buy or sell your home. And then the other way, which we're talking about tonight on the right, is through comfort living, where he can help you invest in real estate by investing your IRA, basically your 401k. And we're going to talk about it in 2 seconds. You can do the second method is fix and flips. We're going to talk about that, and then hard money lending. So those are 3 primary methods that we have tonight, and Arthur's going to break them down. So he's also an awesome husband. I've seen it firsthand, right? Say yes. We've all seen you with you and Cassie and the
My
kids.
wife agrees. She's over here. Yes.
Oh, there she is. Hey, Cassie. Yeah, and you've got 2 wonderful kids.
The best kids, the best wife. Blessed is blessed.
Okay, you're a Christian entrepreneur. Oh, there's your little chicken cat right back there. Your hairless cat.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. And Missy Peter, she's the best. If you guys ever need to get some food, or she's just the best person you could ever meet in your life. She's all. She actually made that poster for me. That's
nice.
Right behind me.
So it looks like that was your book launch.
Yeah, that was my book launch. We had a little speaking engagement, networking. So going out meeting people like our next future governor, Vivek Ramaswamy. I'm a part of a couple masterminds. Like, again, going back to about the coaching, it's so important to get around high level folks like Mark Evans DM, Jason Critchfield, Josh and Tiffany High, and all these different folks that we've been a part of their organizations. Not selling houses, like the kayak, travel, walk, go for hikes, spend time with family, just be outdoors, and enjoy every single moment. All right, let's get to the good stuff here. Where's the good stuff?
It's 2 more slides. Life's a journey, sky's the limit. Define your own success. Okay.
Let's go.
All right. So we've got 3.
Guys.
Go ahead.
This is why you guys are here, so you can find out the 3 secrets. So how can you safely use your 401k? So that's for regular people that are working a regular job, police officers, pilots, and doctors and stuff like that, to invest in real estate to get higher returns without being an investing expert or paying penalties. So again, that's where we can work with you. We can teach you. We can show you exactly how you do that. It's pretty simple. So that's secret number 1. Financial freedom is available to those who learn about it. So first you have to know about it. So thank you guys for being here and investing in yourself so you can actually learn about it.
So he has a secret sauce. So basically, he's like we've talked about already, he's figured out that the 401ks, typically only match or max out at 3%. And those with the 401ks, they have what they call asset classes in finance, right? So you're only able to use your 401k for stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. They cap it at that. I don't pretend to know why they do that like that, but I just know that it's capped, right?
But keep you broke. That's why.
But the secret sauce is that if you were to open up, let's say you're going to partner with Arthur's firm, what they can do is they can help you take your 401k and roll it into something called a self-directed IRA.
Boom.
So they've got all these different asset classes that you can actually use that money from your 401k. Do you look at all the things? Perhaps you can go a little bit deeper on what you can do with it here, Arthur. I don't fully know that, but precious metals.
You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, they don't want you to know that. So they want you to just keep the money in there in the IRA, but you can take that IRA money that you have. Say you have 200,000 or 100,000. You could take that money, go through my buddy's company, specialized trust company out of New Mexico, and they'll go ahead and they'll act as, you have to have a fiduciary. A fiduciary is someone that's responsible for that money. So you'd partner with someone like Scott Marsh and his firm, and you would go ahead and pull that money out, and you could go ahead and invest, and all that money stays in your IRA. So say you invest with us and you invest 100 grand, and in the matter of three months, maybe you'll get 3%. So you'll earn $3,000. All that money just goes back into your IRA, and you're helping to grow that IRA for your retirement.
And this screen just shows like the dark orange one, the self-directed IRA has the potential to look how much more it can give you over time, with all things being equal, right? So the one on the left is the 3% IRA or 401k maxed out, and the dark orange represents what could happen. Of course, results are not typical, blah, blah, blah. But this is what could happen because you get a higher percentage when you put into real estate, right? So some of the same rules still apply. There's still a 10% penalty for free withdrawal before age 59 and a half. You're still required or both a regular 401k and the self-directed require you to take a distribution at age 73, and requires you a specialized custodian, which is what he just talked about, that handles the assets. And that's where his team comes in. Okay.
We make it super simple, super simple.
No penalty for rolling it over from a 401 to the self-directed IRA.
Yep.
Okay. Mind blown. Like when I was like, wait, what? Because I told you guys I have a 401k, and I was like, wait, are you serious? And I literally have this expression on my face. So do you want to set up Mike here?
Yeah, play it, please. Mike is he's my pastor. He's a business owner. He's the biggest business owner in New Carlisle. I mean, he's very, very successful, and he's one of our lenders.
Some really good experiences investing with Arthur. He's very skilled at finding real estate deals in this. It's a really tough market right now. He finds really good deals. He brings the terms to us, explains them clearly, and he's been able to deliver in every deal. We've made money, and it's very user-friendly. Arthur's a man obviously has a high level of work ethic and impeccable integrity, and that's why I like to work with him. We've made money every time we invest, and he makes it easy to do. I recommend Arthur.
Yeah, Mr. Mike.
And you're doing some stuff for his Benchmark Family Services. So if you guys do want someone that knows what they're doing as far as ClickFunnels, as far as setting up this kind of webinars, make sure to reach out to Sunny. She's the best.
And also, Arthur, I just see down below, we do have Zach Pitts on. He's also one of my business partners. So shout out to Zach. I know he's on his phone, it looks like. So I think he missed the first shout out. So I want to make sure he got some credit.
Yeah. By the way, without Zach, I wouldn't have met Sunny. Yep. So Zach actually does the Pit Stop Special. He was an anchor for Channel 2 News, I believe, for many, many, many years. And if you want your business highlighted and promoted, Zach is the guy to go to. He's the best. He'll come out, shoot a quick video. You offer a promotion of some sort, and he'll come out and get it out there, do a Facebook Live, and really does a great job. So shout out to Zach for hooking us up and making this all happen too. Thank you, brother.
Yep. So imagine that once you have the right vehicle, the next question becomes, what do you do with it, right? And that's where most people get stuck. So like we hear that it's a good idea, but what if, you're still thinking about the risk? Like, well, what are all the traps that potentially could happen with risk? It sounds too good to be true, right? It might sound too good to be true, and you might be thinking, well, what if I lose control of my money? And what if I change my mind, right? I already have a financial advisor. Shouldn't I just listen to them? and Arthur, you want to speak to that?
Sure. Yeah. We're not trying to take your money. We're trying to show you another avenue for your money, how you can make your money. This is a safe place because, again, you get a note and a mortgage just like a bank. When you go to purchase a property, the bank wants a note and a mortgage. So those are two vehicles that say, if you don't perform, if you don't pay us, we're going to take the house as collateral. On top of that, we also, me and my brother, or if it's just me and my wife or whoever it is, we will do a personal guarantee. A personal guarantee means that no matter what, you get repaid by the time it states you get repaid. We have satisfaction. We've never defaulted on any of our loans. And matter of fact, we always pay them earlier and quicker than expected. So our track record is like I said, we got 100%. Mike, and we have an impeccable reputation as far as returning money for our investors.
So basically, I'm hearing zero risk because you back it 100% with your other assets and your other things. And yep. I'm also hearing, like, if you change your mind, you can, the words that were on this, you can actually if you ever change your mind with a self-directed IRA, you can roll it back to a 401k at any time. I believe no penalty is what
exactly.
I understand.
Yep.
So like what's literally, what is there to lose, right? All right. Secret number 2.
All right. So this is the way you can take your money from your 401k and you can get it's called a turnkey rental. And now that turnkey rental is going to perform for you while you're making money, and it's taxed as a passive income and not an active income. So it's taxed more favorably. The greater the passive income you can build, the freer you'll become. I love that. So for us, that's, earning earning money while we sleep. And again, so I just try to bring everything back to that. How can we do this together to where we're making our money work for us and not just actively going out there and hustling, which is fine. I love that. But we got to think smarter too. So the velocity of money. So you can do one project a year or you can do 10 projects a year, instead of, if our minimum return on a property is 3% or 2%, say it's 3% on $100,000 and the minimum you would receive is 3,000. Well, if you flip that 10 or 12 times, now you took that 3 grand, you made it into, 24, $36,000. So you just got to keep that money moving. If it's not out there working for you, then it's not making you any money. Therefore, you have to go to work to provide for yourself. The BRRRR strategy. So again, the BRRRR strategy, you buy a property, you rehab the property, you rent the property, you refinance the property, and you repeat the process. Very simple process. We've done it many, many, many times. To this day, we do that.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
rehab.
let's slow down just a little bit because not everybody is as familiar with these terms, right? So the BRRRR, so buy, rehab. Now, to be clear, I'm sure most people on here are like, I don't want to do a fix and flip. That is not why I came on here, right? So what do you say to that? Because that's actually not necessarily what you're saying.
Yeah. So we do all of the work and then we give you a turnkey product. So you would get a house that's completely rented, it's completely remodeled, and all you're doing is you're taking your 401k money and now that's your property and you're getting cash flow off of it. So you don't have any work to do. Everything's been taken care of for you.
Okay, so restate that down to my level, okay? Because as I figured out how to communicate this back. So basically what he's saying is, let's say you have a 401k or you've got other money and you partner with the group. What they'll do is they will go out and they will find properties so you're going to give Arthur and the team a list of like things that you would be looking for potentially. And so then they know what to go look for you, right? They're going to go out there, they're going to find those properties locally, and I believe they're all in Ohio, right? Because you operate in Ohio usually or
Yes.
primarily. Okay. So the properties and the property types are in Ohio. So maybe it's in a rundown barn house or, a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, whatever. So they're going to go find it and they're going to find whatever is in your guys's money parameters that you've already set with Arthur. They're going to find those properties. He's going to bring them back to you. And he's like, hey, I think we should do this one. So then what happens? They move forward. You guys make an agreement. Then you move forward with, you go take care of all the contractors. You hire all the people to clean it up, right? And this is the other company that you have, right? The second company. And right? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Arthur, but that's
Yeah,
what happens, right? So you guys
yep.
rehab it, then you go find a tenant, and then before the I'm not sure if but it starts cash flowing, and then the person who put the money in, they start receiving money, and the money goes back into the 401k, doesn't it?
It
Like
goes
there's
back into the 401k. Yeah, it
yeah,
always stays in the 401k
yeah.
or the
So
self-directed IRA.
So think of it like this, guys. So in this particular scenario right here, so what he's saying is you won't be getting a check every month in the mail that you can spend, but you will be getting the money back into your 401k within usually 60 to 90 days. I believe that was the date that you typically, or what is it, Arthur, when you guys do?
As soon as checks start rolling in from the tenants, it goes directly into that account that's set up by your custodian, which is, I would recommend, the specialized trust company, my buddy Keith Marsh. So
Okay,
we
and
would set up that whole thing for you. There's nothing for you to do. All you need to
I
do is just
mean,
sit back and watch the money come in.
how great is that, you guys? Okay, guys, just drop a comment down below. Drop a yes if that made sense. Okay, because I want to be very clear about what this is and what it isn't. Because, like I said, he's not asking you to go out there and, manage rehabs yourself and things like that. So his company will do all that front work. So, but drop a comment if how we explained it made sense, because I do need to know if that makes sense to everybody. Because this last little piece here, where you've got, so we get to the last R, I think it's the last R. There's a lot of R's. It's refinance. Okay, so tell us, and when you first explained this to me, it just blew my mind. So explain this last piece to us. Talk slowly because it's a big deal.
So when we refinance, we pull the money against the equity of the property. We get a percentage, whether it's 75 or 70% of the property. Here's the secret. It's tax free. When you're pulling that money against the equity of the property, it's tax free. So for example, I'll give you an example. Say we buy a property for $50,000, we put $20,000 into it. It appraises for 150,000. Now the bank
Okay,
wants to give us
a little slower. Like so.
so
Go ahead.
50,000 for the purchase, 25,000 for the rehab.
Okay.
So we're at what, 75,000?
Okay.
Then the bank is going to give us, say they're going to give us 70% towards, and say it appraises at 150 now. After we invested the money into it, now it appraised for $150,000. Say they give us $70,000
So
back.
just stop for 2 seconds. Okay, so we're going to paint the picture one more time. So you have a tenant in the house, you just got them in there, and now that is cash flowing already.
Mhm.
Now you're going to take that note and you're going to go to the bank and you're going to refinance the property. You're going to go get a brand new appraisal on the house that you just fixed and flipped, right? And you're
Mhm.
going to go get it reappraised and they're going to come back at a higher amount. So correct me if I'm wrong, but
Right.
then you're going to refinance it at the higher amount. And there is I don't know if it's a law or a rule or how it works, but at the bank, if the refi is higher than the first mortgage that you're going to take it and go pay off that first one, they have to give you the difference in cash.
Yeah, so so if you get your
The
little
secret.
calculator out, 100, say it appraises the new appraisal. We bought it for 50, we improved it, we put 25 into it, so now it's worth 150. Before it was worth say 50, but now we've improved the property. So then the bank is going to give us 70% of the appraisal value, the final appraisal value, which is 150,000. So that's $105,000. So now we're all in at 75. Bank is willing to give us 105. So not only did we replenish our monies that we invested, meaning we could pay off our investors or do whatever, pay off anybody. Plus, we just made $30,000 tax free.
Wow.
So that's another powerful strategy that a
Yes,
lot of the
please.
top investors are doing.
So what do we do with that money, with the tax-free money? We do it
So I
again,
just got,
right?
yeah, just got me a free house. Plus, I got me $30,000. Go do it again and again and again and again and again. And that's how you got to start stacking it up with the velocity. It's so simple.
Okay, Brian says, makes sense to me. I have the government version of a 401k. I would like to keep that, but I'm interested in this version too. How would that work? How much money monthly is recommended to invest? So,
Minimum
go ahead.
minimum buy-in to work with us, Brian. That's a great question. Is 50,000.
Okay, so this was again, which imagine that you've rinsed.
I'm sorry.
So just imagine that you've rinsed and repeated, and once you get that first property under your belt and it's been fixed and flipped, then you can just start stacking those other properties on top of it, on top of it, on top of it, right? So if you're thinking that it's too late for you to start or restart, or if you're thinking it sounds too good to be true, it's not. It's just literally good. It's it's the secret to real estate, honestly, in my opinion. Right, Arthur? And again, you guarantee it.
We personally guarantee every single note and mortgage, every single property is personally guaranteed by either myself or my brother Stas
In writing.
or
It's
one of our
guaranteed in
entities.
writing. Yep.
It's guaranteed in writing, just like a bank, note and mortgage, plus a personal guarantee on top.
So secret number 3 here that he's going to go over, this is the third way that you can work with him. If one or two, maybe you want to do 1 and 3 or 2 and 3 or all 3. He's now going to show you the very last way that you can partner with them.
So this is the private money lending.
Yep.
With Mike.
Yep.
So yeah, so we have busy professionals. For example, one of my really good friends and investors, and he's my pastor, and he owns a restaurant.
Yep.
He owns the 300. He has 300 some employees. He's a busy professional. He doesn't have time to go work with contractors, go to Lowe's, cut checks, and things of this nature. So what he does is he'll invest money with us. For example, there's a property 8389 Mingo. So I can't remember exactly where that's at, but it's I just sent him the terms. They said good, approved. They're sending us the money tomorrow. They get a note in the mortgage, and they're making money on their money, and making more money than they would with their 401k, which is where it's parked at now. So
you're talking about hard money lending. So if someone's new to hard money lending, like I had, I'm not yet in real estate, but I hope to be soon working with you. So with a private money lender, someone literally just says, you guys would, script out your agreement, and then you say, hey, here's 100,000 or whatever to you guys, and then your team legally borrows it for a set number of months or whatever that looks like, and then you guarantee a percentage, like you're gonna get the money back with interest, and it's set in stone ahead of time.
That's correct.
So the third
And
way
we
to
legally
partner
can't
is,
sell. We legally can't sell that property without the lender signing off on the document
oh
stating that
really?
they're fully been repaid. That's correct. Yeah. And it goes on the settlement statement as a line item, just like when you sell a property, your bank will say Huntington Bank paid off this amount with interest and whatever. There'll be a number, and Huntington Bank has to provide that information. It doesn't come from me or anybody else. It comes from the lender because it's a recorded note and mortgage.
So this would literally be for anybody who's got a couple 100,000 or whatever laying around that is sitting in either a bank account, which is, that's not going to, those don't grow anymore, right? At least not where I'm at with interest. They're down to less than 1% in my region. I don't even know people who put money in savings anymore, honestly. So if you're looking for a way to, like, a multiplier of some sort of just that money that you have, and then you can become a hard money lender with this group, and the money's paid back with interest. It becomes a form of passive income, right? Which is what we're talking about tonight. That's the secret to wealth building, is having your money make other little baby monies like we talked about. And again, here's Pastor Mike. You want me to replay this one?
No, that's okay. They've already seen that.
Yeah, they've seen it.
Well, we had a couple questions on here.
Sure.
Jerica's asking, Jerica, could you please clarify what you mean if I didn't use my 401k but used equity in my primary? Is that your primary residence? So you wanted to get equity out of your house and then use that? Okay, you can definitely do that. The only thing you're going to be refinancing. What's your interest rate right now on your current home? Do you know? Can we unmute her? Is it possible?
Yes. Let me find her. Erica. Make this bigger. Oh, Jerica, sorry. Allow to okay, here we go. There you go.
Yeah, hi.
Hi,
Jerica.
Hey. So my primary mortgage rate is phenomenal. I'm at 2.75 on that. But I have a huge amount of equity and also some unsecured lines of credit that I have access to, which, I mean, obviously right now they're at a pretty high rate of 7% or so. But that's kind of where my interest has lied, was utilizing the bank's money to kind of invest and flip and things of that nature.
Yeah. So your credit lines, are you able? So if you tap that at 7%, it's usually 7 plus prime, or prime plus one, or whatever your bank charges. Like I have two credit lines. One is prime plus one, and the other one's prime plus half a percent. So what if you lend that money out to somebody at 12% annualized, and you put it to work for yourself? I mean, you're making probably what, 4%, 5% that way. Is that something that would make sense? Or are you looking to do your own fix and flips, or what's the end goal for you?
I'm looking just to invest. I don't want to do really any of the labor.
Okay. Well, we should definitely talk, because we partner with folks like yourself that do have credit lines, equity in their home. So why don't you take my number down, and we can talk after this webinar.
Perfect.
yeah, there's two
Perfect.
ways that we're about to show you how to get a hold of Arthur. So of course you can hit him up at, three. You can hit him up on Facebook. You can take down his phone number. It's right here under his name here on Zoom. And then of course we're going to be dropping a link to his Calendly. So if you guys want to book a call to learn more about any of the things he's talked about tonight, we're going to drop that link in just a moment. All right, so Casey, I'm going to let you unmute there. Casey's got a question.
Yeah. So I was kind of asking the same question. For example, if I was to pull $50,000 in equity out of my house, I think I'm under a 4% interest rate. I don't know what it would go up to, but let's say I was to loan $50,000 to you for 6 months. What's the return like that? What's the return look like on that? Is it smart for someone to pull equity out of their house to get a higher interest rate to make the difference in maybe it's 3 or 4% difference to what you'd be making. Can you tell us about what the numbers look like on that?
Good question. So if that's a good lender question, so that's going to impact your mortgage payment on your house. If you refinance, obviously your rate is going to go up because the interest rate went up. So you have, it's a give and take. You can, if you invest in $50,000, for example, say, and we buy a house that requires very minimal work, and we can put it on the market within the next, 2 weeks to 4 weeks, and we could sell it within 2 months, and you're getting, say, 3%. So that's $1,500 in 2 months. So I mean, it's about $750 extra a month that you would make just in that scenario if that was the case. So would it make sense for you to get $750 extra a month for 2 months, roughly, or versus how much is your mortgage going to increase if you refinance? So it's a trade-off. So you should talk to your mortgage lender to see how much it would cost if you refinance.
Thanks,
Can
Arthur.
I add just a little bit? I don't mean to interrupt, but
No problem.
I am in equity lending, and just to make everyone aware that in order to borrow from your home's equity, you don't have to refinance your mortgage. A lot of us have some pretty good rates, so there is specified equity lending that leaves your mortgage exactly how it is.
Oh, good to
Okay.
know.
Is that Jerica?
Yes,
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for telling us that.
absolutely.
What do those rates look like?
Well, they're going to be based upon prime. So as Arthur said, usually it's going to be prime plus a quarter, a half, 1%. So you're looking anywhere between 7.5%, maybe 8.5%. But of course, depending on the return and how quickly you can pay it off, you're able to do interest only payments. So you have very low payments for that duration of the borrowing period.
Wow.
Good to know. Please drop your number in the chat, Jerica.
Sure will.
Thank you.
So guys, I'm going to go ahead and we're getting ready to cover that part right now. But basically, I just dropped a link down in chat. If you would like to book some time to get on, it's a Zoom call, right, Arthur?
Yes.
Yeah, to get on a Zoom call with Arthur. And is it you personally, or is it your team? I think it's you, isn't it?
It'll be me
So we
personally.
decided. So yeah, you'll get to communicate with him directly, and you can get all your questions answered. But basically, just we have like 9 slides, not even 9 slides left. But basically, we encourage you to stop trying to leverage your 3% in your 401k, because it's like a kind of like a joke. And so do we have your permission to share the ability to multiply your investments in as little as 5 to 6 months without risk in a guaranteed method, and that could literally change your retirement future, right? So you're invited to book a call with Arthur and his team. Of course, like I said before, the phone number is up right above here, and they can get a hold of you on Facebook, all the different ways. Arthur, is there any way in particular that you?
That's
Best way,
fine.
just call
Facebook,
you,
phone.
right?
You
Like
got my
you're
you got
just
my cell phone
like
number.
you're a call me kind of guy, I can tell. So yeah, just pick up the phone and call him. Or do you prefer texting or any like
No,
text? And
give me a
then
call.
yeah, so just either just call him or just book a call to get on his schedule, one of the two, and that's the best way. So I'm showing a slide right here. If you want to choose like this, I dropped the link in the chat inside of Zoom right here. The other way you can book the call, it goes to the exact same landing page. If you want to scan the QR code with your phone, like you open it and you hover over. I think we probably all know how to do that, but maybe not. But if you open up your phone and you go to like pretend like you're going to take a picture, that it'll scan this QR barcode here, and it'll take you to his Calendly, where you can click on it and book a time that works best for you, right? And his phone number is on that landing page as well. So he always, he's very, very open about how to get a hold of him. So the best Facebook groups, do you have a private or a regular personal page? It's Arthur Solomon. And then you've also got your Facebook page is the Solomon group. And they can message you through there as well. Someone's watching the messages come in on that.
Yes.
Okay. So what else? Like that's basically us landing the plane mostly on time. So
And sorry, it's we're 10 minutes late here, but again, if you guys are interested in learning more, simple 15-minute call, or if we need to do a longer call, we can do that. if you know someone that has money sitting in their 401k and they don't know about this kind of opportunity, please share it with them. If you wanted to do some invested with us as far as some fix and flips or rental properties, or you need some contractors, that's what we're here for. We want to help you guys. We really appreciate that everyone that attended here this evening. It's got Brian, my wife Cassie, Jason, Mike, Conrad, Trevor, Zach. I think my brother was on here for a second. Casey, Jerica, Ken, Paul, Tim, Brian. So thank you guys for being here. You're investing in yourself. So my hand's off to you guys. And if there's anything I can do to help, you guys have my direct contact information. Don't hesitate to reach out.
All right. Sounds good. So with
Hey, Arthur, this is Ken. You know that we had that fire and stuff. You have a list of contractors that
I do.
Are good, reputable ones? Because we still have to get together, us with the city and stuff, and go over, things along that line, do that fire. But we've been talking about either A, demolishing the place, or B, fixing the burnt section. But that has to be brought up to code, have to have permits pulled and all that stuff. So I just want to make sure if you had contractors, if you could send me a list.
I do. Is your number still ending in 8503?
Yes.
Okay, I've got you. I'll text you.
Okay, that'd be great. Thank you.
Perfect. My pleasure.
And you were right about the Lexington property. That was in 2015. So that's pretty good
15.
memory. Yeah.
All right.
That was right after you got into the real estate, if I remember right.
You guys gave me a chance. You guys gave me a shot. Thank you.
Yeah.
We got it sold for you.
Let's see. Oh, Jason had asked, what church are you affiliated with?
We go to Grace Fellowship Church in New Carlisle, 185 Quick Road. Service start at 10 o'clock, go till about 1 o'clock. Every Sunday, come hell or high water.
Let's see. Tim had also asked, who is the equity lender? I don't know to what context that was in, but
I think it was Jerica, and she dropped her number 408-6151.
Okay. Well, all right, guys. Well, that is our webinar for tonight. So unless you guys have any more questions, because Arthur is hard to catch. So if you have any questions for him right now, I recommend you grab him while he's in front of you. So, but with that, looks like there's no more questions coming in, Arthur. So I guess we'll go ahead and in the broadcast. And yes, Brian, we will be sending out the link. That's over on my court. I'll be sending out the link to the ebook. It'll probably be tomorrow, but I will be getting it out to you guys. So everybody who attended the webinar, like I said, will be getting a free copy of his book, The Art of Abundance. And so I'll be emailing that out to you guys through Arthur's email. So be on the lookout for that. And anything else? Arthur, anything else? Anything else you want to say?
Good. Thank you guys for being here. Sonny, again, if you guys need someone to do this for you and your business, if you know of anyone that wants to do a webinar, is thinking about doing a webinar, or if they want to do a pop-up, this is a great idea for someone that, it's getting ready to be Christmas, it's holiday season.
Yes.
So instead of buying them some socks, why don't you buy them a promotional video so you can promote their business and really help them? So
Zach offers that. So he offers the Zach Pitts Pit Stop. And I think he said something about a Zach Friday special.
I don't know. Zach, can you drop your information below, please, so we can
yeah, that's his Black Friday. He called it Zach Friday.
He's a great spokesperson for the Miami Valley, and we're grateful for Zach and Sonny. And Paul is out in Cincinnati. If you guys need a great realtor, or if you need to sell a house, Casey, if you guys need some lawn care, hardscape, landscape, Ken's got some properties, just great all-around guy. CM Sisler, the best auctioneer in the area, also a real estate agent on my team. Zach, obviously we just talked about him. Brian, he's cleaning up New Carlisle and moving and shaking and really bringing some life to New Carlisle. Melanie, shout out to Melanie. Where'd she go? She left. Melanie actually worked for us as daughter. She's great. My wife, Cassie, helps hold it down in every single business. She's awesome, amazing. Grateful for her. Jason, I'm not sure I know you, but maybe give me a call and we can connect. Mike Conrad, if you guys are out in Columbus or in Springfield area, he's a great wholesaler, also doing some investing out this way. Just bought another house from him. Trevor Barker, he's a great contractor. He's been working on the property for us on Castle and some other ones in Huber Heights. And so everyone here I can speak highly of. Jason, I'm just not sure who you are, brother, but everyone here that showed up today. Now you guys know, and if you know, now share and let other people know that what's possible. So that way, in case they have an increase in their medication, $200, it's not a huge monumental issue that's created in their life. Or if your real estate taxes go up by $100, then you're not completely stressed out. So we're here for you guys. Love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. And if there's nothing else, no other questions, then I guess we'll
I
conclude
dropped
this.
Zach's website. I don't know. He's on mobile. Might be hard to do it, but
It is.
I dropped Zach's website.
You're
So-
doing great.
I'm doing great. That's my son, Dimitri. Hey,
All
Dimitri.
right, Dimitri.
Wow, wow.
Good job,
Thanks
Dad.
for tuning in.
All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and end the
Yes, ma'am.
broadcast. Thank you so much for coming out and get a hold of Arthur. All right. Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.